right when gates open today, you could tell it was going to be a rough one for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And people are going to say, what are you talking about? Well, in warm-up, we all expected Matt Murray to get the start. His former team, he hasn't played in a little while, and the Leafs probably want to see Samsonov in these big games against the Bruins and his former team, the Capitals. Is he going to get the yips again against them, or is that going to be pushed by the wayside, and is he going to go out there and do a good job? So we assumed Matt Murray was going to get the start today because the All-Star break is coming up, so you want to get him some action, and it's against his former team. But in warm-up, Willie Nylander, it's why you don't shoot high in warm-up because there's no need for it, hits Matt Murray, looks like on the collarbone, and he doesn't get the start now. Now, if you've ever played sports, I'm going to try and put it into an example for some people. So if you've ever played hockey, then it makes sense. But if you've ever played baseball, right, and you're told, right, that you're going to be playing, let's say you're not playing that game, right? And then right before first pitch, you got to go in and pitch now because your pitcher went down with an injury. Well, you're not psyched up and ready for this. You're not ready to go. You had a feeling you were getting a day off, and now you got to try and ramp up again. And usually, more often than not, that goes terribly wrong. Now, I'm not saying Samsonov didn't play well today because the Leafs hung him out to dry defensively for the most part. But he didn't make that big save, right? That we've seen a lot recently. We haven't seen that big save from him today, as he allowed 6 goals on 34 shots in the 6-2 loss to the Ottawa Senators. With the loss, the Leafs now dropped to 30-18-8 on the season. Or 30-12-8 on the season, right? So, right from get-go, it was a disaster waiting to happen. But then you put on the on-ice, and then you hear earlier today that Austin Matthews is out at least at minimum 3 weeks with a knee sprain. And we're like, great! Not good. And we've seen what this team can look like without Austin Matthews. It ain't pretty. Remember that Red Wings game in Detroit where the Leafs played awful? Yeah, that was without Austin Matthews. Tonight, without Austin. They look very lost without him there, and understandably so, with the caliber of player he is. So a lot of things not going right today, but you got to go out there and you got to play. You got to go out there and put in your best effort and figure out a way to win. Well, it takes less than 2 minutes for Thomas Chabot to open the scoring 1-0. And if you watch the replay, he's coming right down Broadway, and if you look at the 2 defensemen, I can't remember who it was, they're standing below the hash marks on either side of the circle, basically at their circles, just standing there. And they're so deep in their own end with no one around them. And then Chabot just walks right in and roofs it on Samsonov. I mean, no resistance, just walks right in. And we're like, that's awful. And they're down 1-0, 1:32 into the game. Now, less than 6 minutes after that, or about 6 minutes after that, Kerfoot drops it off for Joey Anderson, who fires it on and scores his second goal of the season. I think it was deflected in off an Ottawa player, but it beats the goaltender Forsberg, and we're tied at 1. Anderson from Alex Kerfoot and Justin Hall at 7:15 of the first period. We're deadlocked at 1 apiece. Shots on goal in the first period, 15-14 in favor of the Buds, and we're even heading into the second. But it takes 23 seconds in the second period, and Brady Tkachuk scores. And Leafs are down 2-1. Okay. It's not good at all. Again, just mental breakdowns on the defensive end. I'm not going to break down every single one. Then the Leafs get a power play, which has not been good recently. But Riley keeps the puck in at the blue line, passes it to Mitch Marner, who's cutting in front of the net, and he passes it right in front of the blue paint to John Tavares, who fires it on. It squeaks through Forsberg, and Nylander bats home the rebound. Nylander from John Tavares and Mitch Marner at 2:44 of the second period, and we are tied at 2. Now, I said it in the last one, and it obviously came to fruition today. The Senators can score. That's not the problem for them. It's keeping the puck out of the net. Now, albeit they only allowed 2 goals today, so Forsberg did his job. But right now you're sitting at 2-2, and you got to figure out to score that next goal, right? Well, Derek Brassard scores in the power play, and that was a stinker, right? He's trying to pass it through the crease or through the slot, and I almost knocked something over here. And it goes off Timothy Liljegren's stick and redirected, and obviously it wasn't going in. If it didn't hit Liljegren's stick, it would have gone cross seam. So that's just one you look at and you're like, horrible luck, and you move on, right? And you're down a goal again, right? You've had to come back twice. You've been down 1 goal twice. Now you're down 1 goal a third time. Are you going to be able to do this one? No. Drake Batherson then scores about 7 minutes after. And this is one that I hate. They lose the puck battle in their own corner. Puck comes out to Batherson about just above the goal line. No one goes at Batherson. He's able to walk right into the bottom of the circle. He's right in front of Samsonov and rips it under his glove. And it's just like, does somebody want to even attempt to get a stick in the lane here? Or a body on him? Or like, I think Bobby McCann fell in the corner anyways. It's just like abysmal coverage play at all. And you're down now 4-2. And it's just like, you're giving him, Shabbat, so much room to work. And this is 5-on-5. And now you're down 4-2 after 2 periods of play. Shots on goal were 12 apiece in the second period. And you go to the third, and the Leafs just don't show much energy. Chuck scores less than 4 minutes in, and Giroux scores with about just over 5 minutes to play in the game to make it 6-2, and that's all she wrote. I mean, it was pitiful. It was painful. And like I said, right from the get-go, it was ugly. I mean, the Leafs rung 2 posts as well. Pierre Engvall late in that second period, right? When the Leafs were down 4-2, comes off the rush and just rings one right off the bar. And if that goes in, it's a 4-3 game. And you go into the intermission with a little bit of pep in your step. You're only down 1, right? I think earlier in the game as well, was it Tavares or right in the slot? And they ripped it right at basically Forsberg's head. And it goes right off the bar and comes out. Look, those are happening. The goal off of Liljegren, Matt Murray's nonsense, or not nonsense, but possible injury early in warm-up. Matthews being out 3 weeks. Now, it was just a bad day for the Leafs. So I move on from it. You can't lose your mind again in a game against the Ottawa Senators in mid-January. I've said that a few times lately when they've lost, like when they lost to Montreal and whatnot. But it's not like we're losing to Tampa Bay where you're trying to battle for seeding. It's not the case. Now, yes, Tampa, again, they beat Boston last night in regulation, so they've won some games. But look, it doesn't matter. I mean, coming into the season, everyone said, wait till the playoffs, wait till the playoffs. Well, now people are losing their mind in regular season games. What happened to those people, right? So for me, like I said to you guys in the past, this year, my mindset is enjoy hockey. And if they play a great game and they win a great game, phenomenal. If they lose, and they lose a stinker like they did today, just don't lose sleep over it. You move on. Right after that stinger against Montreal, the Leafs came back with a win over the Islanders and the win over the Rangers. 2 Vezina Trophy caliber goaltenders. And it's weird how they lose to Forsberg and Montembeault. But I digress. We move on. You know, shots on goal in the third period were only 8-6 in favor of the Ottawa Senators, and shots on goal for the game were 34-33 in favor of the Sens. Special teams-wise, 1 for 5 were the Senators, 1 for 3 were the Leafs. And they had Pontus Holmberg took 2 penalties. Michael Bunting with the cross-check. One of Pontus's penalties was the double minor high stick, and just some careless stuff, right? You can't take penalties like that against good offense in the Ottawa Senators. Because let me just check real quick the stats for the Sens. They ranked 25th in goals. Excuse me. Not what I was expecting to see at all. But anyways, let's move on now, because the next game for the Leafs is on Sunday evening, 5 o'clock puck drop, as the Leafs host the Washington Capitals at Scotiabank Arena. And I don't know how Matt Murray's going to be feeling. The question is, if he's healthy and ready to go, do you put him in that game, or you do run Samsonov for this game and the Boston game? Like, how do you do this? Today was the perfect Murray game, then to go back to Samsonov for the final 2 before the All-Star break, but then Murray couldn't go today. So what happens? We'll wait and see. But as of right now, all we know is Sunday, the Leafs host the Capitals at 5 p.m. They need to find a way to get points and get wins without Austin Matthews, because you're going to have to. With him out at least 3 weeks, you're going to have to find ways to win. All right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, smack that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like? From today's game for the Toronto Maple Leafs, the Twitter and Instagram link is down in the description below. So follow up, guys. Send me a DM. Do all that great stuff. The Discord link is down below as well, so follow up the Discord page as well. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition a little bit later on, as they're about to start. They're probably started now. Against the Golden State Warriors in Golden State. And for the Leafs, they're back in action, as we talked about, Sunday evening as they host the Capitals at Scotiabank Arena. 5 p.m. puck drop there. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not this game today. We'll talk to you guys then.